Okay, yeah, so this week in movies, we went to a lot of different films. You know, of course, obviously, Christmas break, and I did say Christmas break,
Yeah.
was full of all
Yeah.
kinds of holiday movies.
Christmas.
This last Christmas break was full of all kinds of festive Christmas movies, and just everyone was in the spirit. And so I really enjoyed a lot of films that I saw, and a lot of films that I saw. I know for a gift, I know my dad got me the Christopher Nolan box set. I'm a huge Nolanite.
Batman.
Give me
The Batman man.
yeah.
Huh, that's what I call him.
I'm a Batman man. It's kind of funny how you say it twice.
That's why I said that.
And it gets to that. But
That was a joke.
But what I really adore about those movies, what I like is, what do you have? Batman Begins. It's got to start somewhere. That's the first one of the 3-part trilogy, and then part 2, The Dark Knight. Not my favorite. Heath Ledger was sinful, and everyone knows his history.
It was too scary.
And he,
I'll say it. I'll say it. Too scary.
It's controversial, but he deserved what he got. So that's part 2.
Yeah.
Part 3, that's what I like, because guess what?
What?
The Dark Knight Rises.
Rises. I never
And it's
put
a
that
whole
together.
allegory about, if you watch that movie and you watch it really carefully, it's all in the details. You watch that movie, Bane brings out his whole army.
Right.
He has his whole army of the League of Shadows to descend upon the city.
Shadows.
Right, and then who comes to combat them is the entire police force of the city, of Gotham City. And they run, and Treat Williams, God bless him, is one of my favorite actors.
God bless him.
And he is the leader of the police force, and he charges into battle with those police.
His name is Treat?
Yes, and apropos, because his scene is a treat, and what happens is what happens. I mean, you see gunfire, the cops are all mowed down, just completely. Guns all across.
Terrible.
Murdered.
Terrible.
And then what do they show? They show
What?
Treat Williams, he's dead on the ground.
Oh, no.
Notice how I'm laying.
I'm noticing.
If you look at his glove in that scene,
Yeah.
there's a wound right there. And this is not a joke. This is not a joke.
Okay.
Right there.
Yeah.
Does that remind you of anybody?
It does. That was who it reminded me of. That's the person.
So and I think the point of that scene is to show, wow, what a sacrifice. How he's the real hero. Treat Williams is the real hero of that movie. But I like that the supporting actor of the movie, the supporting role, is played by Christian Bale. It's kind of something to think about.
That is something to think about.
Yeah.
That's it's a strong name.
Yeah.
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe my next one I'll name Christian, because I like that.
Yeah.
If
neat to
you
think
say
about.
like, "Hi, I'm Christian and I'm a Christian," that works on several levels, and I like that. Okay.
So it's kind of neat to just kind of
The next time
and take that in and
next
just
time
kind
I
of soak it up and kind of digest it and absorb it and kind of just through osmosis take it in and just kind of feel it and swim around in it and just kind of breathe it in and send it out and just kind of roll in it, but at the same time learn it and feel it and digest it and just take it in and be within and be without. And it's just how, anyway, I'm sorry, I could go all day, but it's just kind of how I feel when I watch that. So anyway, I watched those films, but the one thing I want to say I just saw in the movie theaters is this new movie, The Post.
Oh, Tom Hanks.
This is the new Spielberg film.
Did John Williams do the music for this as well?
John Williams did the music.
Wow, that guy's still kicking.
But I wasn't really into the film because there's kind of a anti-newspaper vibe to it. Like the paper, they're having such a bad time that there's kind of an anti. And I feel like anti-paper, it starts to get into the written word, and without the written word is kind of not.
We're lost.
Yeah. So I'm not really. It wasn't really. That was an F. That movie
So
was
The
an F.
Post was anti-paper.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So anyway, Saw that film.
F, you said.
Yeah, F. But man, for my money, Jumanji is
Now, Kevin Hart, whatever Kevin Hart does, I will
Yeah,
see it.
I
will
agree.
see whatever he does,
Yeah.
depending on the rating.
yeah,
Anything he sees, I'll see.
yeah,
So, so he was good.
yeah. Just incredible. Kevin Hart was just mind blowing. I mean, it was just kind of like how. Award season's coming up. It definitely became clear why they released that movie when they did.
I think that the snubbing of Kevin Hart is about to end. Is that what you're going to say?
Yep.
Because he's been snubbed several times.
Yep.
Great. Can't wait.
Kevin, I feel like we got some Kevin Hart.
That's good.
Okay.
How was The Rock in that? He is, his body is magnificent, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Well, listen, I had
It's just-
one run-in when I was in Hollywood. Long story short, I've been trying to pitch a children's series for years now, and when I was in LA, I was trying to pitch that. It's this whole thing. I won't get into it too much, but it's this whole thing about it's gummy worms.
Oh.
The series. Remember what I showed you?
I didn't remember.
I'm not
yeah.
very good at CGI, but
Well, he's
this
good.
CGI.
He's good at this CGI.
But it was a computer animated story, and it's just we only have limited resources to animate, so it's really just kind of these shapes. It's just
it's
abstract, really.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's just abstract. I learned how to do worms basically. I don't really know what else you would call them. They don't look like anything other than
They don't look like
worms.
anything.
They're just kind of like these
Look like
squiggles
nothing.
and, I don't know, but that's what we have to work with, and that's what I've been telling these people in LA. I bring them the footage and I say, if I had the budget that you have, I could make this more, but right now it's just a bunch of squiggles.
Can I tell you that I think that? Go ahead.
Well, let me finish the story.
Your Rock story.
And so I'm going to every production house in the city and showing them these squiggles. I don't know what to make of this, but it could be something if you give me the money. And so far no takers, but I want it to be a strong Christian story and a strong Catholic story specifically, just because of what the Pope went through this past year and just this whole I speak thee unto what is done to me, but unto let me drink your seed in hopes that it may flourish and the forest may
impregnate the earth.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's the Catholic version is a little bit different, but anyway. So I tell them this. They say I don't care. The whole thing. It's a negative thing. Middle fingers. The whole bit. So I left and I went outside and I see this giant man. No hair.
Yeah. Oh.
Walking that way. I'm going this way, and I go, "That's the Rock. That's the Rock."
You saw him.
And I go,
What?
and I want to make sure he doesn't miss me.
Okay.
So I walk up to this guy's back, and
You touched him.
And I'm talking like a sonic boom.
Yeah. Ooh.
Too hard.
Oh no.
Too hard.
No.
Yeah,
Well,
I
he's
shouldn't
so
have done
strong.
that. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, you
and
got with the Rock. You gotta go softer.
Yeah, and I do that.
What happened?
He turns around.
Okay.
This guy, and it's almost like happening in slow motion.
Of course.
This guy's.
He's so big, it has to be in slow motion.
And he goes like slow motion, and it's not the Rock.
Oh.
And he just says under his breath, he says it so low, and he goes, "I'm Chris." And I go, "Chris? That's..."
That.
So anyway, not much else to that story, but it was just kind of surprising. I thought it was the Rock.
I saw the Rock, I would not hit him like you did. I think that was the wrong move.
Yeah.
If I may say so.
Yeah.
Just give him like, "Hey, nice to meet you," and then maybe a little arm. I just want to feel what's doing. Like that. If you work so hard on his arms, like I'm sure he has arms day.
Yeah.
And I want to know, like, what does that feel like?
Most people like to be greeted by touching. And
I think
that's
so.
what I try to
think
touch.
so.
I try to touch as much as possible, just because it gets the the spirit. The spirit carries through the vessel, and the vessel is the body, and my body is unto you, and I will touch you regardless of your thought.
That's nice.
And that's Jesus, his first words when he learned to talk.
That's great.
As a baby. Those were his first words.
That's so great.
So what we thought we would do is we could speak to. Was there a film that you wanted to talk about? Did you have any film discussions?
No, but I was gonna tell you that if you want to get a movie made, do not go to L.A. That is Sin City times a million.
I'll never go back.
That is like Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I've never been, but I've seen several documentaries before I turned them off.
Yeah.
And I would say try going to like Lee Summit, Missouri. And there's got to be a production studio there that would be interested. But I would stay out of Los Angeles or California, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah. Well, we stream from Texas, and we plan to stay here. And
we're staying in Texas.
Staying here.